The Nigerian Exchange delivered a strong performance in February 2026, rising 16.60% to close at 192,826.8 points, edging closer to the 200,000 milestone. And this marks the third consecutive month of gains since November 2025 dip and the best monthly surge since January 2024's 35.28% rally. To unpack this, I'm joined by Kehinde Jones, Head Research, Anchoria Asset Management Limited. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, so looking at this particular 16.6% jump, which was recorded in February, how significant do you think it is?
Well, if you look at what happened in the month of February 2026, the all-share index did a good performance as a result of the PFA, institutionals, retail clients, and market sentiment. And if you look at the Nigerian economy, there's stability in the Nigerian economy. The question we should be asking ourselves is that sustainability, policy consistency, will it continue this way so it will drive the capital market, especially for Nigeria stock market? So the premier index did across about 27%. The banking index did about 16%. Pension did about 22%. So for me, it is significant for the growth of the investors. And this have pushed investor sentiment, market sentiment, investor confidence to increase in the market. So if you look at total volume that was done, total value that was done, it was quite impressive. The only week that the market lost in the month of February was last week as a result of profit taking, not a major sell-off, profit taking from institutionals and retailers and the rest. So banking sector have quite do well. We should not forget that the fact that earnings result is getting close to an end now, where a lot of MTN, WAPCO, industrial sector, consumer sector have started releasing their earnings results. We are still expecting that the banking sector like One Bank, Zenith Access, and the rest will release a good earnings result. So if you look at the results from WAPCO, did fantastic. Dangote Cement is not paying, want to pay dividends. MTN also want to pay dividends. WAPCO also declaring a good dividend. So a lot of investors are really going into the equity market, and this return above 16% is significant for the market, which have pushed all share index year to date above 20%. So meaning that if you invest your money 1st of January 2026, as at now, it should be earning more than 20%, which is close to, if you benchmark it to money market, if you benchmark it to MPL of 26.5, is close to that. So it's a good return for investors.
Right. So should we expect, or we shouldn't expect any form of pullback rather in the coming days? Because some would say maybe the market is overbought. Or then when you look at the sentiments that are responsible for what we are seeing, does it feel to you like maybe we wouldn't see any pullback soon?
So it depends on your valuation. If you could recall, last 2 weeks, NGS put out a gazette or a circular stating that investors should do what? Should contact the financial advisor, especially security house and the rest in capital market, in order for them to know, to advise them. So let me take you back to the financial result that a result that was released, and data that was released from the Nigerian stock market, saying that the foreign portfolio participation have dropped by 76%. I could remember on your show that one time you asked a question that if FDI or FPI reduce, will it drag the market down? And I said no. So from December 2025 to January 2026, the participation for foreign participation have reduced by 76%. However, the market is still on a bullish note. So I'm not seeing a market correction going to set in this month of March 2026 as a result of the earnings result. Most results that will be released by this listed stock, a good fundamental listed stock like MTN, WAPCO, Dan Cement, and the rest, we are seeing that they are paying good dividend and it. So for me, I'm not seeing any pullback.
All right.
We should not forget the fact also that we are still expecting a good result from Tier 1 banks. And this month, March of 2026, it is the deadline for bank capitalization. And this will also push the market upward.
All right, so this is March already. So talk to us. Where should we begin to look at for value?
If you are looking for value for money, especially now that there's the geopolitical tension, oil and gas sector is quite good. Arade, as of this morning, Arade, of course, the offer in terms of Arade is like 1,300, and the bid is going above 1,300. So oil and gas sector is quite good. It's a good momentum for investors now because the issue with US and Iran have pushed the oil price above 72. We saw it last week where it did above 72 dollar per barrel. And if you push it, it will also help the Nigerian economy in terms of our foreign reserve will also increase based on oil revenue increment. Oil and gas sector is quite a good place to place your money. Also, we should not forget the banking sector. Like I said, capitalization will also push the share price. We saw assets from January to February, where asset was trading around 20 naira, 22 naira. It now went to 28 naira, 27 naira. We saw UBA from 44 to 50 naira. We saw Zenith from 70 naira to 92 naira. So banking sector, industrial sector, also consumer sector, and oil and gas. Those four sectors are sector we should play around. Let me take a note. We should all note that I was doing calculation analysis last week where I told investors that in terms of NGS 30, most of NGS stock listed in NGS 30 are well fundamentally sound. And NGS 30 account for more than 70% of the total market capitalization in terms of all share index. So I will say that investors should also play around the NGS 30 listed stock. Banking sector, insurance sector, industrial sector, consumer sector are good way to place your money for value for money for the month of March 2026.
And maybe the devil's advocate here. I mean, we saw massive double-digit gains in mid-tier banks like Chase and FCMB. Does this suggest that investor appetite is shifting away from the tier one banks toward high-growth, smaller lenders, or is it just bargain hunting?
So I would say it's bargain hunting. If you cannot get a stock like Zenith Bank at 96 naira, based on you are trying to value it that is overvalued for now, you will not want to go back to stock that is below 20 naira and the rest. So for me, it's bargain hunting. Buying interest also in all those banks because Jai's Bank have met the capitalization actually, and it's a good, a positive news for the bank and for the banking sector. Stock like Wema Bank is quite still undervalued. Sterling Bank is still undervalued. So a lot of investors are now going for all those listed stock. It's still a good momentum because GT Bank, of course, 120, Zenith Bank, of course, 92. Most investors now want to go for lower stock that can give more upside potential.